This week we are making mug desserts. We will be making 3 different kinds of mug desserts that you can make at home with just a mug, a microwave, and some basic ingredients. So the first mug dessert we will be making is vanilla cake with sprinkles that are optional. The second one is brownie in a mug, and the third one is chocolate cake in a mug. I will be posting a slide of all of the measurements and ingredients you'll be needing before we make each mug, so you know exactly what you'll be needing before we even start baking. So if you have everything that you need, let's make some mug desserts. So we have our mug, and so we're going to start making our first dessert, which is the vanilla cake mug. So first thing we need is 1/4 of a cup of flour. There. Then we will need 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. That in the mug as well. Next thing you'll need is a dash of salt. So I'm just gonna take a couple, like in my hand. So I just got that much, and then put it in there. Next thing we need is 2 tablespoons of sugar. Next thing you'll need is 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Next thing you'll need is 2 tablespoons of butter. So I'm using this block, and I'm going to soften the butter a little bit. I don't want to melt it. I just want to soften it so when we mix it all together with all the other ingredients, that it mixes well. So I'm going to just take 2 tablespoons, and I'm going to just zap it in the microwave for like 10 seconds. Okay, so I have softened the butter, and you can poke through it and it's like softened. So you don't want it melted, because that could change the way the cake does in the microwave. So I just want it softened. So we're gonna put the butter in there, and then you'll need 3 tablespoons of milk. So I've got my little milk container. So an optional thing that is listed on the recipe is sprinkles. So you can add them in before or after or both. So I'm going to put in some sprinkles. Now we're going to take our spoon and we're going to mix it all together. I'm going to add just a smidge of milk because it's still a little thick, and I want it to be a little thinner. Okay, so this is the kind of consistency that you want. You want it to be not like super thick like a dough, but not super thin where it's like runny. So a nice middle ground. So next we're going to put it in the microwave for 1 minute. You may have to put it in a little bit longer if it's still not fully cooked through, but we're gonna start with 1 minute and then go from there. Let's see. Okay, so I'm sticking a knife in there just to see if anything comes out. Normally if you would see like the batter come out, that usually means it is not ready, but ours is. So next we're going to add our frosting. And again, you can use this if you want, or you don't have to. I just love frosting with cake, so that's what we're gonna do. And then, there you go. You've got your vanilla mug cake. Okay, so the next dessert we're going to make is a brownie in a mug. So the first thing you'll need is 2 tablespoons of flour. Then you'll need 2 tablespoons of sugar. Then we need 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. What that really means is just put a little in your fingers and put it in. So I'm just gonna grab just a handful. So I just put that much and then we put it in there. And then you need 1 tablespoon of oil. And then you need 1 tablespoon of water. This can be optional, but I'm going to put in just a little bit of chocolate chips to give it a bit more chocolatey taste. So, just however many you want to put in. And then we're going to mix it all together. I'm going to put in just a half a tablespoon of water more just to make it a little thinner because it's kind of really thick right now. So just a little bit of water to kind of get it a little thick. Okay, so we've mixed everything together and it looks like brownie batter. So we're going to put this in the microwave for 1 minute. We may have to put it in more, but let's just start with a minute and go from there. Okay, so I took it out and it looks pretty done. If you don't like it super battery, I would maybe put it in for maybe 20 more seconds. But that's what it looks like. You can put ice cream on it, you can put whipped cream. I'm not gonna put anything else on it, but it's delicious. So that's how you make brownie in a mug. Okay, so our final dessert that we will be making today is chocolate cake. So the first thing you need is 3 tablespoons of flour. Is 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. Next thing we need is 1 teaspoon of chocolate chips. And you can kind of just guess. Now we need 1 tablespoon of baking cocoa. 2 tablespoons of sugar. Another dash of salt. So just like in the previous 2, just take your salt and just put a little in your hand. That might be too much. So put a little dash in there. Now we need 1/8 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now we need 1 tablespoon of oil. So we've got our vegetable oil. We need is 3 tablespoons of milk. So we've got our little milk container around it. 3. Okay. So now we're going to get a spoon and we are going to mix everything together. Okay, so that's what it should look like. It's kind of the consistency of like regular batter. So we're going to pop this in the microwave for 1 minute. Depending on how you like your cake, you may have to put it in a little bit longer, but we're going to start with a minute and then go from there. Okay, as I did earlier, I'm going to take a knife and I'm just going to stick it down there, and you can see that some stuff comes up, but it's all cooked, so I believe it is the chocolate chips that are coming up on the knife, because it's fully cooked. So I'm going to take my frosting and I'm going to put some on our cake. And there you have it. It doesn't look the cutest, but it's super delicious. So there you go.